Hello everybody, my name is Sniper's Fun and welcome all the way back to the next video I present to all of you here on YouTube. And today's video is going to be just like the last video I did, talking about a specific rumor about a Nintendo franchise that's coming to the Nintendo Switch. The last one was about the rumor about the Pokemon game on Nintendo Switch that we've been hearing about for a while now. Basically being Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu editions, some remakes of semi-pseudo remakes of like the yellow version of Pokemon with original characters and little doodads of like Pokemon Go and whatnot in it. This time I'm going to be talking about the Star Fox franchise and the recently rumored, as of a couple of days ago, Star Fox Grand Prix racing game on the Nintendo Switch. And my thoughts on that. Oh boy, my thoughts on that. Now, does it sound like an interesting idea? Does it sound like it could be fun? Because what the rumor is basically saying is it's supposed to be more so like Diddy Kong Racing and less like Mario Kart, and it's going to have like boss battles, a story mode, and stuff like that. So I'm assuming, because if it's like Diddy Kong Racing, it might be transferring vehicles, so you might get like R-Wings, and then the tanks, then the walkers, and all these different little vehicles, so it could be transferring vehicles. And that sounds cool. We haven't seen, Diddy Kong Racing in quite some time. We haven't seen like a form of racing game like that from Nintendo in quite some time. But my opinion is, and like many others are, why turn Star Fox into a racing game? You guys have numerous racing games at Nintendo. Why would Star Fox out of nowhere be getting a racing game by Retro Studios, no less? The same people that have done, the Metroid Prime games, and the last two Donkey Kong games, Tropical Freeze and Returns, Donkey Kong Country. Why would I don't get it. It sounds cool. It could be fun. Like, Star Fox has a ton of characters to the point where if you do a racing game on it, you have a lot of different characters you could include. You could include Team Star Fox, Team Star Wolf, a humanoid version of Andross, his nephew, Crystal. You could include Crystal's cursed form from one of the endings of Command. You can include all these different sightings, Cat, and that one dog dude, and the frog lady, and all these different characters. You could probably get a good 30 characters in a racing game for Star Fox. I wouldn't put it past them, and it's very possible. But I'm just saying, like, it's supposed to be a futuristic racing game, and like I basically mentioned before, Nintendo has so many different racing games, and it's like you can do all these other franchises, but the one franchise that comes to mind and came to everyone's mind when this rumor came out is, why did you not just do F-Zero? I've been talking about wanting to see F-Zero for a long freaking time. I've been wanting to see F-Zero for the better part, making its return since the Game Boy Advance and GameCube, for the better part now of 10 years. I've been waiting for it since E3 2009. I'm like, okay, cool, they're going to bring it out on the Wii. And then I was waiting for it on the Wii, and then I was waiting for it on the Wii U, and then waiting for a 3DS version, and waiting this, and this. And for so long, the only thing we've gotten ever from, from F-Zero is Smash Brothers. That's the only thing we've ever gotten from F-Zero in so long, and fans have been requesting it and demanding it just as much as Star Fox for the long freaking time. And then we get Star Fox Zero on the Wii U, and I will admit it wasn't the game everyone wanted. Like, the controls, a lot of people complain about it being the controls and whatnot. And yes, I agree, the controls weren't the greatest. But it was also just a retread. It was a repeat of Star Fox 64, which was a repeat and a retread, a remake of the original Star Fox. Save the Lylat system from, Andross, which has been the storyline they've just been rinsing and repeating for the Star Fox game for so freaking long. That's its own different can of worms. I might actually do a video on that one day. But like, the Star Fox franchise is known to be an adventure franchise, an on-rail space shooter type franchise in space. Nothing with racing. The only thing racing ever in the Star Fox franchise has ever been was one of the endings of Command where, Crystal leaves Fox and he's depressed, and Fox and him join a racing league, like some sort of GP, FP, some sort of SP racing league, and it was basically like Star Fox but with like F-Zero, but with Star Fox characters. That's the only thing we've ever gotten from Star Fox that's ever even remotely close to being a racing game. Now, it'd be kind of interesting if they take that ending of Command and this is what that ending is. That would be cool. Like, we finally get some storyline continuity, continuation off of GP off that GP Racing ending of Command, and they make this a sequel to that ending of Star Fox Command on the DS. That would be freaking cool. People have been referencing that, and that would be fun. But chances are that's not true because Star Fox always just wants to save the Lilat system from Andross over and over and over again, like Mario wants to save the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser over and over and over again. There's no storyline continuation or anything in the Star Fox franchise. They could have the most freaking continuity ever. This is one of the franchises that can have like a large continuity, long-standing, connections between games and story, like Fire Emblem does, and Metroid does, and Zelda does, and Advance Wars, and Xenoblade, and Golden Sun. All these are different franchises from Nintendo, and Pokemon that pretty much can have a beginning, middle, end, and a continuation and sort of a timeline continuity. But they continue to just give us the repeat of, which is essentially the original Star Fox game anymore. So that's, like I said, it's its own video. But my thoughts on this is, it sounds cool, and I'm going to say the same thing like I said with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee last night. It sounds cool, and I'm looking forward to it, and it could really be fun. Like, those games sound fun, but I also want to see something new and something different. And in terms of Pokemon, I wanted to see, like, Generation 8, or a sequel to a former region, instead of it being like a remake or a pseudo alternate reality remake of like Yellow of Kanto. Make it a sequel to Kanto, make it a sequel to Sinnoh, sequel to Johto, sequel to Hoenn, a new entire region, even Generation 8, which we will eventually get. But I was hoping that the first Pokemon game would be something like that. And this in terms of Star Fox, when you hear the name Star Fox, normally you think of either an on-rail shooter, space shooter type of situation like the 64 game, or the shooting, the spaceship, R-Wing aspects of Assault, or you're thinking of like an on-foot type of thing, which there's shooting sections in Assault, and then Adventure was a full-blown like Zelda-esque like freaking Star Fox game. You think of stuff like that. You don't think of racing. And I know you could technically, and especially Nintendo, you could technically make a franchise move out of its universe and into a different type of, franchise, different type of IP, different type of genre, I should be saying here. Genre. And they've done, numerous video game companies have done that before. Jack has done that with Jack X, different other, they made racing games out of Crash Bandicoot, racing games out of everything. So it's not like making a racing game spin-off is all that different in terms of anything for, like video game franchises. But Star Fox has always been known for that. And I would like to see Star Fox just have its storyline continuity and be an actual Star Fox game, especially after Star Fox Zero, which a lot of people didn't really like. And give us something like really good with the Star Fox franchise. Like, as much as we want to see F-Zero back, and this should have been an F-Zero game. This really freaking should have been an F-Zero game. I wanted to see F-Zero come back so much. You guys, Nintendo, you have Wave Race, you have 1080, you have Diddy Kong Racing, you have Kirby's Air Ride, you have F-Zero, Excite Bike, and the Excite series in general. All these different racing games. And people want a futuristic big-time racing game from you that's not that Red Out or, Fast Racing League Neo and stuff like that, like Fast RMX and whatnot, like an actual racing game, fast-paced, high-speed, futuristic racing game from you, and that's F-Zero, and you're doing this, and it could be cool, and I'm not totally, putting it down, but I wanted to see. A lot of people were just questioning why this isn't freaking F-Zero, and I wanted it to be F-Zero. It could be cool. I'm not taking away from it. If it's like Diddy Kong Racing with boss battles and story mode and everything, that sounds really cool. And you have a lot of Star Fox characters. It really could be fun. And for all we know, they might throw a few cameos in there, like Issa Joe and Saki from Sin and Punishment, F-Zero characters. Someone from like Xenoblade, Samus, the Mach Rider, some other futuristic characters from Nintendo. Could be DLC, indoor, unlockable characters, bonus characters, side characters, guest characters in the game. But it's like, I just want F-Zero, Nintendo. I just want F-Zero Retro. Please. Why are you... This could be fun, and I'm looking forward to it being an interesting concept. If it does come to fruition, it does come true. But I've just questioned this here, like, out of nowhere. Why is Star Fox becoming a racing game? I know there was an ending in Command, but can you please, can someone please just bring F-Zero back and just do that? And just make an awesome new Star Fox game that continues the story and isn't just a repeat of the original, like 64 and the 64 remake on the DS and Zero kind of work. Because I want to see a continuation of the Star Fox story, and I want to see a new F-Zero and your other racing games like Wave Race and 1080 and whatnot eventually too. So yeah, that's about it. My name is Sniper's Fun. Peace, wherever you want to. Have a lovely day, and see you all later. Bye.